Have you owned a home since before the market crash of 2008? Has it been over 20 years since you last purchased the home that you live in now? Well, if you have, chances are you have no idea what it takes to purchase a home in 2024. And you probably are getting to the point where a lot of your systems might be failing. It may be time to do a lot of maintenance, a lot of repairs, perhaps even replacement of things such as your roof, your AC unit, your water heaters, things of that nature. I'm gonna walk you through a home and show you exactly what you can do without compromising on your space and minimizing your stress. Follow me. So you're gonna see a dramatic difference between this walkthrough and the walkthrough we experienced with the blank slate. Now, as you can see, we are in a flex room, which also has French doors. And you can see somewhat of a visual of what I was speaking about, where you have a desk here in the center of the room. Granted, this flex space is a little smaller, a little tighter than the floor plan we were in previously, but we have a full-blown dresser or console table here, and we have a small couch here, like I had mentioned before. But anyways, back to being a homeowner, someone who has owned a home for over 20 years, right? It's 2024. If you've owned a home for over 20 years, that means you purchased your home in 2004, right? 2004. And you experience a whole bunch of different market cycles in a short span of time, right? So a mortgage typically lasts about 30 years, and you experienced the bubble from 2005, the crash in 2008, the slow crawl, right? The wholesale boom, starting from 2012, 2013, 2014, leading into 2017 when things started building momentum again. Where that's when I got into real estate industry, right? And you saw the huge equity increase occur over the course of the pandemic, right? So chances are your property has gone down in value dramatically, and luckily, fortunately, you were able to withstand all of those cycles, and you've seen it climb back up in value, fortunately for you. Well, as we walk through this model home, uh, you can see everything is brand new, everything is sparkling, the home is staged, whereas the blank slate home was not staged. And it's just a good visual as to what you may have experienced when you bought your home over 20 years ago. And maybe you walked through a model home of a new construction, and you saw similar features like this before you selected the home that you're in now. Well, now that you have all this built up equity, you're about 2/3 of the way through, if not completely paid off on your mortgage. Well, now you have options, right? You can stay in the home that you're in, and start to work on all the maintenance items, everything electrical related, everything plumbing related. Your HVAC system may need to either be regularly maintained more often than not, or it may be at a point where it's time to go ahead and replace the unit entirely, right? So I compare the HVAC system to the maintenance of a car, right? When you purchase a vehicle, you buy it brand new, you probably can get away with doing an oil change, right? There's a schedule that's given. This, by the way, is my favorite thing. I am a mudroom fanatic. I love mudrooms. Regardless of the vehicle, the point is the frequency of service, right? It is not so often when you first own that vehicle. And then it's like taboo once you hit the 100,000 mile mark. And it seems like it begins to feel like when you're approaching 100,000 miles, the vehicle needs more and more maintenance, almost as often as it wants to, right? A problem appears left and right. So that's kind of what happens with your HVAC system if you don't maintain it properly. If you don't maintain it properly, you're gonna get to the point where you have to maintain it or service it more often, right? And it's gonna cause a lot of problems, a lot of headaches, especially with this summer heat going on, right? Here we see another visual of the example of the things you can do with your master bedroom, right? Here you have a couch and a bench in front of your king size bed, and you see there's plenty of walk space to go around. When you don't maintain it properly, you find yourself having to service it more often. And if you're lucky and did maintain it all throughout the years, then you may be at the point where there's only so much you can do to preserve the system, and it's probably got to be replaced. So let's say on a home of 5,000 plus square feet, you're looking at anywhere between two to three or four systems, for that matter, right, having to be replaced. If every unit is anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000, you're looking at up to $32,000 in your AC system alone. Now, a roof on a 5,000 square foot home, assuming it's a 5,000 square foot home, likely you have a 2-story home, and you're looking at maybe having to replace it. If you have a shingle roof, you're definitely gonna have to replace it after 20 years with the Florida weather and variety of storms, right? That can cost you upwards of $100,000. Now, if you're looking at a tile roof, you're looking at way more than that. And a metal roof, way even more. Although, if you have a tile roof, you may not be due for replacement for another 10 to 15 years. And if you have a metal roof, you may not be due for replacement for another 20 to 30 years. Because metal roofs can last for up to 50 years, right? So, long story short, a lot of these items start to add up. Here's a perfect example. So boom. All right, this is the upstairs unit. This is the downstairs unit. So, and this home is, I forgot the sheet downstairs, but this home is roughly a little bit over 4,000 square feet. So definitely if you have a 5,000 square foot home, you're at three units for sure. So let's say you're looking at downgrading into something like this. You are definitely looking at quite a few expenses. You're having to make the decision like, okay, do I really want to dump a whole bunch of cash into getting everything fixed up, which you may have to do it anyways if you decide to sell, right? But at least it'll be for the benefit of tapping into the equity and utilizing that cash from your proceeds to purchase your next home, right? Which could be something like this. So a lot of what you can do, instead of having to come out of pocket for those expenses on those items, you have a variety of options to work with, right? So let's just go through some ideas. Idea number one, you can absolutely, most likely, hit the market without having to do little to anything. And just, if the home appears to have been well maintained, and you know that you have put a lot of love and care throughout the years on your home, then you just service everything regularly. And yes, through disclosures, through the seller's property disclosure, everything is going to be questioned. The age of the systems, whether or not they're operating as they're intended to operate, right? And you're gonna have to disclose the age of your systems. However, it'll be up to the buyer if they want to accept it as is. And instead of you dumping all this cash to replace those items, what you can do instead is you can offer what's called a home warranty. You offer a home warranty, a good home warranty plan, right? That's gonna cost you, let's say, upwards of $2,000. Worst case scenario, anywhere from $600 to $2,000 for a good solid home warranty that's going to cover all of the systems in your home. And that would allow the buyer to have somewhat of a peace of mind in buying a home that's aged, that has systems that are aged and not yet replaced, but still functioning as they're intended to. This corner has literally disappeared. And this is yet another example of the indoor outdoor lifestyle feature of this home. We're actually in the Berkeley model in Sunset Preserve, built by Pulte Homes. And this is a perfect example of the outdoor kitchen I was mentioning to you. This fits perfectly in the blank slate of the cover lanai in that home as well. There you have your outdoor sink, fully functioning. You have a refrigerator, right? And you have your barbecue grill. Perfect, ready to go with a nice industrial vent hood. So anyways, that's one option, right? You can hit the market, you can prepare the home for sale. They got this extra seating here, and I thought there would be a pool here because of that door leading to the back from the bathroom. But nonetheless, you have an extended lanai with some outdoor seating here on the side as well. Just beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. And for people who are not too keen on their property backed up along the street, the good thing about it is that you have this huge lot, and there's plenty of space from the back of your home all the way to the street, the main road there. Anyways, back to the home warranty option. That allows you to stay free from coming out of pocket on the repair or replacement of those items, and at least you have something as a tool for you to leverage in order to give the buyers peace of mind, right? Now, here's another option. You can have access to funds that would come from the equity in your home and actually utilize our concierge pay at close program, to where, same as cash, you would be utilizing the funds that is lent to you in order to fix whatever items you have determined need to be fixed, choosing your own vendors, coordinating the services to be done, and everything to happen before the home is photographed. And you don't have to worry about paying for any of those items until after we close, right? So that particular program is designed for you to be able to fix up your home, make it marketable, allows us to position it to sell for top dollar and perhaps even quicker than most sales. And you don't worry about anything until after we close, right? So essentially, it's kind of like ghost money, to where you're accessing the funds from the equity in your home and not having to worry about that until we get to the closing table, right? And then option number 3, of course, the one that I wouldn't normally suggest, is that if you know you have a lot of equity that's been built up over time, you can most definitely just decide not to do anything. You've maintained your home, you've kept it up real nice, and all the systems are fully functioning exactly how they were designed to do so. Then at that point you can say, you know what, we're not doing anything, we're not offering any warranty, we're not doing any pay at close program, but we're willing to negotiate. We have plenty of equity and we have been blessed over the years. We are more than able to purchase, right? To purchase our next home, regardless of what the result is. We're willing to negotiate with a buyer who's coming in here and requesting some type of incentive or requesting things to be repaired, whatever is discovered in a home inspection. So if that's you and you're looking at the options of how to prepare yourself to downgrade into a home like this, I hope this video helps. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll be adding more value to you as time passes and taking you through more home tours to the benefit of your next real estate move here in Florida.